name's Mike Nevells. I'm 29-year resident of Okemos, Michigan. And we're talking today about the Adam Nevells Memorial Golf Outing and Memorial Fund we set up for our son Adam, who passed away as a result of a car accident in front of the Okemos High School in 2009. Adam was entering his senior year of high school at Okemos High School in 2009. Um, was a varsity captain on the wrestling team, varsity captain goalie on a water polo team, did school video and TV recordings too. Was a member of student at large at his church, Martin Luther Chapel. Was working on his Eagle Scout project, complete his Eagle Scout too, and was looking forward to entering college after he graduated in 2010, going into pre-med too. And the day after his funeral, we got an offer letter in the mail for full ride scholarship to wrestling college at Williams College in Western Massachusetts. Great point average. And the unfortunate part of the event, the losing ends to the day after his accident, the band organized a community march from the elementary school in our neighborhood where he went. There were several hundred people out in our front yard, candlelight too. The outpouring of the community, Adam touched a lot of different people and was well loved. Actually, this whole thing starts with our eldest son, too. My wife and I and our oldest son, Matthew, were in our kitchen. The last of the family had just left after the funeral. There was that pregnant pause and, what do we do now? A lot of idle talk about why families only get together for weddings and funerals, too. And then Matthew just kind of announced that we were at a fork in the road. We could decide to let the event that we can't undo. Adam was gone. We couldn't change that. It either defined us or redefined it. And that he was going to choose to celebrate Adam's life too. So from that, we got in contact with the Capital Region Community Foundation through our church. We set up a memorial fund, and Dennis Fieldman at the Community Foundation had asked us, he said, so what are you accomplishing? So he said, we want to give back to the community that Adam loved to. He said, my vision was that 20 or 30 years from now, that Okemos High School guidance counselor saying you should apply for the Adam Nevells scholarship. And somebody says, well, who's Adam Nevells? The student says, who's Adam Nevells? Says, well, remember back when high school used to be on Jolly Road, there was a car accident. So we've set up the foundation and we've been running lots of events. I did a weight loss pounds for Adam. People could pledge dollars to see how much weight I lost to. Buffalo Wild Wings has done some great things. We've had fundraisers through the church and Scouts too. But our golf outing has been the one that survived, and this year's the 12th annual.
So talk a little bit about the event. When is it? Where is it? What do you got going on this year?
Well, this year we're kind of excited because last year's event, like everything else in the world, got upended a little bit by COVID. We couldn't have the meal afterwards. Sunday, 20th, noontime registration, 1:00 shotgun start, and we're glad to be able to have the dinner afterwards. There's opportunities for sponsorship. We're still got plenty of room for golfers, so we need golfers. And the signing event for us is my wife does a wonderful job purchasing and getting donations. We have a huge prize table, and this year's is going to be spectacular because it's 2 years worth of prizes. We've got to have over $5,000 in prizes. People buy little raffle tickets. They keep one half, and we put the other in the bucket. And during dinner, we draw out tickets. If your ticket's drawn, you get to pick whatever's left on the prize table. It's a wonderful event. We've got Okemos band director Mark Stice has had a foursome at it all 12 years, and his wrestling coach has been there every year. We have folks that travel from Ohio. The son played water polo at Junior Olympics in California. with Adams too. It's a great event. We tease that we call it a golf outing. It's actually a great day out in the sunshine, driving around, having adult beverages, and hitting a little white ball. But that was too much to put on the top of the flyer, so we call it a golf outing. Great prizes for on course, longest drive, those type things, and a first and second place team. And the most coveted prize, all 11 years, is it used to be last place, but somebody pointed out that nobody had to try. So we now have it at second to last place too, and it's a great prize. And because we're all once a year golfers too, that's one of the big prizes.
Yeah, and I have to ask, did Adam golf? Was he a good golfer?
Yeah, he was a tremendous golfer. Well, Adam was tremendous at anything athletic and physical he put his mind to. That too. That funny story why we happened to pick Wheatfield Valley Golf Course, which is where the event's at in Williamston, is that Adam got to drive his grandfather's golf cart around the retirement community in Florida. And none of the golf courses around will let Adam at 12, 13 years old drive the cart. So he asked Trey at Williamston one time, we're going to play, if he could drive the golf course. He said, well, no, really, you have to have a driver's license. He said, but if I don't see you, it's up to your dad. So Adam on the back side of the golf course would sneak out, drive the cart when he wasn't supposed to. The former superintendent of Oklahoma Schools, Dan Wirtz, lived next door to us. One day he approached me when I came home from work, and he said, boy, that Adam's a little athlete. He can really hit, Adam's probably only about 6 or 7. He can really hit the daylights out of a golf ball. I said, I know. Can you do me a favor and aim him in a different direction? He's denting my house. He's hitting golf balls and putting dents in the aluminum sidings. Adam was very upset because I got him a practice net and those little plastic golf balls. He said they didn't go far enough.
When you're in the residential area, gotta not use. I had the same issue with baseball and when we were kids, so I totally understand that having to avoid the neighbors, but then the plastic doesn't go as far. So were you who in this competition, like between you and him, if you would all golf, who would have out golfed who?
That too. He was starting to be where he could beat me at golf. Fortunately, when he was little, putting was the thing that eluded him the most. That too. But when he at 16, 17, 18 years old, he started hitting the daylights out of a golf ball. I knew it was going to be soon before he passed me. That too. Other quick house stories that you talk about baseball too is that he had me throw tennis balls at him, and he would defend the garage door like the goal. He figured if he could stop a tennis ball, a water polo ball would be really easy too. And so there were muddy marks on the garage door for years where he'd throw the tennis ball at him.
Lots of good memories there. And just a reminder too, when did you say the event was and like time?
It's Sunday, August 22nd to noon registration, 1 o'clock tee time. You have the flyer up. There's a online registration. People can just call me. I'd like put the names in, of course, puts the names on the golf carts. My cell phone number is 517-285-8733. It's at Wheatfield Valley Golf Course in Williamston. We're looking forward to a beautiful sunny day.
And for those who maybe aren't golfers, I know you mentioned sometimes it's more so driving the golf carts around the adult beverages, but maybe somebody can't make it, but they want to help or donate. How can they do that? Is there a way that they can get involved?
Yeah, so the other one is we have quite a few folks that do. There's a dinner only option. So about 4:30, 5 o'clock, the golfers will be having dinners at 2. So again, you can register online so we know how many meals to get at 2. And then on the Square website too are all the sponsorship levels. This event has done so well over the years that we have Adams Fund is now over $135,000 in it. And because the fund pays the annual scholarships out of the interest, Adams Fund will outlive us all and will be giving back to the community infinitely too. So because of that, we added the Okemos band boosters that joined us, and we're splitting the proceeds from this year with the band. So there's sponsorship opportunities to sponsor the golf outing or the band, annual car wash, or a combination of both, which saves them a little money. So we, Graf Chevrolet is our corporate sponsor this year at the level. They did both the band car wash and the golf outing. They've been a big sponsor every year. Allegra Printing, Okemos too. We've got some great sponsors.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or like the community to know? I'll kind of open it up to you.
You live and belong to a community, and you know how wonderful it is from a day-to-day basis but a tragedy like this really puts the spotlight on the fact too. Elaine and I could not be more pleased with the purposeful choice that we chose to buy a house in Okemos when we moved there. We heard what a wonderful school system was, the community and the outpouring too. And 12 years later, people still driving, sponsoring the event, showing up to golf set too. We're just so pleased to be part of such a wonderful community.